Are you staying dry? I was a bit worried about you, my friend, with all the
No, San
storms down.
Diego. Yeah, it's like, come on, we're in the media. We know how it works. They're going to show the worst parts of the
Right.
city, which is a
Exactly.
small little area down by the airport. I mean, there's
Oh, so
some
not in the
flooding.
Ritchie area where you live, right?
Exactly. No,
Okay,
no.
okay,
Yeah,
good,
we
good,
don't.
good,
Yeah.
good.
In fact, the rain has to actually send us a letter in advance if it's okay to rain on us here in this the douchey area of San
Yes.
Diego that I inhabit. But hey, you know what? I'm into my second month of not drinking now. I stopped.
At
Yeah,
all?
at all. Yeah, and
Look
I
at
do not miss it at all.
you. Is there a
No.
reason why you gave up the drinking?
It was getting in the way of my heroin buzz, I think.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, that could be a bit
No,
difficult
you know what it
sometimes.
was? It was like mostly just calories. I'm trying
Yeah.
to I'm working out like 4 days a week and trying to thwart the advancing years. And
I'm feeling every advancing year. I swear to God, I have, I think, a pinched nerve in my back. And so it's so painful. It's painful even to just sit down. I'm going to go start physical therapy like in a week because I
yeah,
just can't. Getting old sucks, Chip. I'm just
it does.
saying. It gets,
As the saying goes, it beats the alternative. And I
that
really
is
believe that.
very true. That's
My mother
very,
lived
very
to be
true.
98, and
Oh, God bless her.
she was like, she would have taken a few more years.
Oh, heck
I mean,
yeah.
if as long as you could just keep one eye open, and so I can watch sports, you can keep me alive to 150. I don't care, right?
Are you excited about the game?
I am. I'm really torn. So I'm a
Why?
Washington
Why?
fan.
Why?
Well, because honestly, and this is me mixing metaphors here, but I know that most of MAGA Nation is rooting for you guys in San
That
Francisco
is not
because
true.
they hate Travis and Taylor so much
That is so
that they're
lame.
but
No, they're going to
I,
root for the San Francisco, the
I know,
San
well, there's
Francisco
that,
Nancy Pelosi
except
49ers.
yeah, and there's that, although I'm pretty sure Nancy Pelosi won't be watching.
Yeah, she will. Absolutely, she will.
We'll see.
Whatever. I'm excited about the game. I'm a little nervous. My husband just got his Kristen McCaffrey jersey in the mail
Hey,
yesterday.
there's 3,000 seats available as of yesterday. They go for
Really?
5,500 apiece, though, and they're probably in nosebleed. But
Yeah, I mean, if it was local,
you ever
we
been
get
to a
it this
Super
coming.
Bowl?
No.
I went to 1991, and then when Washington played in Buffalo.
Right.
And I'm from DC originally, so that's my allegiance. Although, I mean, Redskins might have been the most racist name in the history of professional sports. In fact, their theme song was "Hail to the Redskins, Hail Victory," but it used to be it was written "Hail to the Redskins, Hail Old Dixie."
Yeah, no
And in fact,
bueno.
that Washington D.C., predominantly African American city, was the last NFL team to have a black player. So
Really?
yeah, so
Wait, the last NFL team to have
their first black player.
Oh, first black. I was like, what?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
right.
Were you talking to me?
Oh no, I wasn't. You just
Unless
popped
you're
up.
black.
all
Are
of
you a
sudden.
black player?
Are you a black player? You just popped up on our
not in
screen.
this lifetime. We'll see how that works out for me next time around.
But yeah, I'm excited about the game. I think that it's going to be a really close match. I hope. I mean, I would love it if we blew out. Obviously,
I'm going to bet about $200 on those little side
people
bets.
are telling me they can't. How do you bet? I mean, not that we're just trying to,
I
break the law over here.
I have friends that go to Vegas and bet for me.
Okay, that's what I was wondering. I was
Well,
like, how do you bet?
Caesars is great. They have all those parlays and really funny little bets, like how long the national anthem's going to be, and
Yeah.
I'll bet. This is the stuff I'll bet on, like
Okay. How many times they show Taylor Swift on screen?
I'll do like I'll get like 3-1 odds that McCaffrey is the first person to score a touchdown, right?
Ooh,
something like that.
fun.
Or
what about the coin toss?
Nah, I don't care about that. I want about stuff that like that actually
50-51. I would take that.
I want stuff that I mentally think I have some control over. Right. I yell loud enough to the screen.
Yeah.
Somebody might make a tackle or complete a pass. Yeah. Did you watch the Grammys, by the way?
I did. Did you? I loved the show. I thought it was so good.
Yeah. The Fast Cars was just unbelievable. I mean, that was really just amazing. And to me, underneath that was a reminder that, that we can, God, this is going to sound Pollyannish, but we still can bring this country together because, I mean, you got this country boy and you got this, gay black woman both singing passionately. And it was
such a good version. And I loved it. I swear.
And I really don't know anything about Luke Combs. I mean, he might be the most progressive dude in the world. I saw that Toby Keith died the other day. And, he was a Trumper of the first order and just was
Yeah, but
capable.
I felt like his politics. Again, I don't know much about Toby Keith because I'm not a huge country fan, but I was researching just a little bit of his background. And apparently, I mean, he was an Obama supporter too. Like he kind of waffled back and forth, but then they had the whole Natalie Maines with the Dixies or the Dixie Chicks back then, put up a picture of her with Saddam Hussein. And I guess they kind of had this whole country music feud. I don't know. He's passed away at 62 from stomach cancer. That's really sad. That's
Tough
a really
way
sad
out.
way
Tough
to
way
go.
out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the country music genre, I think, is so complicated. I kind of, in a way,
I hear you.
It's so tied to politics in America, and what does that mean?
Oh,
that
all
when you
this
kinda
BS,
go off,
the wave the
it's
flag
crazy.
crap, and the Lee Greenwood song. God, I want to just drop him on his head
I
somewhere.
used to like that song until it was co-opted by Trump.
Exactly. Well, but to me, again, we're in the throes of this right now with Tucker Carlson going to Russia to interview Putin.
I saw that. He acts like I'm the only one that has ever interviewed or wanted to interview Putin. Many people have interviewed that guy.
So I'm doing a daily 8-minute editorial on the Really American, and I'll put them on my site eventually. But right now they're on Really American, which is a super PAC. It's a media, very progressive media PAC. And I'm doing one right after the show about Tucker, and I was doing the research before here, and it's no small coincidence that that Trump was asked about him as a running mate, and now he's over in Russia interviewing Putin. 500,000 people have died because of Putin's war.
Yep, exactly.
And he's bombed, churches and maternity wards and schools, and they're trying, and he says, I'm rooting for Russia. I mean, I have tape of Tucker Carlson saying, I'm rooting for Russia. Why should I care about that? And of course, the country to the west of Ukraine is Poland and the rest of NATO. Yeah. And, and this is, again, something Trump and the Republicans have said over and over again is like, why are we supporting NATO? Well, because that's who we are. I mean, all those countries.
And that's how we keep the rest of us safe. Like,
no. I mean, but it's more than an alliance. Those are our second and third cousins. I mean, from this country, right? We didn't come down from the Bering Strait 5,000 years ago. We came over 250 years ago on boats with slaves and killed the indigenous population. Our history, Howard Zinn's history of people's history in the United States. Everybody's got to read that at one point. It's such a great book, and it's mind-numbing as to what you've been taught and what is actual reality. Right. I mean, this is the whole CRT crap that the right, cries about, and Tucker Carlson and Fox News. Let me tell you, Trump got fired. I mean, Tucker got fired from Fox News for propaganda and lying. Yeah. That's like being invited to a dinner party at Jeffrey Dahmer's and getting thrown out because you used the wrong salad fork. Right?
Exactly. I mean, and even Fox News is calling out his interview with Putin, saying he's lying about being the only journalist. Yeah. I mean, when Fox News calls you out for lying, you're really lying, because that's the lying network, man.
That's master class.
Yes.
Right there. You should run one of those little things about how to lie to the American public. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, it's funny that's kind of one of the other, of course, big story is the border.
Yeah, and Mayorkas's impeachment going down. They can't get it together. I mean, not that I thought that he should have been in a wheelchair
for the last vote is awesome. The Democrat, if you guys missed that, he had surgery, and they tried to schedule this. Marjorie Taylor Greene and her little devil van tried to put with Mike Johnson, the guy who, Mr. Porn with my son guy. He's just, if you don't know that story, if you remember, of course, he said that he and his son both have apps on their phones to see if each other's watching porn. I mean, yeah. I effed up that.
Each other accountable. It's an accountability app, Chip. That's what it is, right? But no, the fact, when I saw the headline yesterday that the Mayorkas impeachment failed because of infighting, obviously within the Republican Party, it just goes to show. I want to play this quick video since we're talking about it. I mean, this is a Republican not only calling out his own party, but calling out their dear leader, Donald Trump, and literally saying that Donald Trump lied. And this is Chip Roy.
No, we're not going to just pass the buck and say that, any president could walk in and secure the border. I saw former President Trump make that allegation earlier today on one of his social media posts. All the president has to do is declare the border is closed, and it's closed. Well, with all due respect, that didn't happen in 2017, 18, 19, and 20. There were millions of people who came into the United States during those 4 years. No.
So, I mean, even Chip Roy is calling out freaking Donald Trump and all the BS that he's saying.
I think that, when you look at this bill, this border bill, most of it is most of what's attached to this border bill are the Ukrainian support, Israel support, but also a lot of great stuff in there too that Republicans should love.
That's what I'm saying.
But at the heart of it, like, here's what they got rid of. Okay, no more catch and release. Okay,
Right.
so if we catch somebody, you hold them. People that apply for asylum don't get to just walk around the United States, and if they get it's a detention until the asylum factors are figured.
Right. And it puts more people at the border to go through the asylum cases, which is what we actually also need.
And they talk about border encounters. You've heard of that phrase?
Yeah.
Here's what a border encounter is. A border encounter is if somebody walks up to the gate and says, "Hey, can I get into America?" and they say no, that counts as an encounter.
Of course.
So when you hear about hundreds of thousands of encounters, people are thinking that means they cross the border and they're
here.
They're at a Winn-Dixie in Boulder, Colorado. No, they're still trying to get into the United States. And there's 3 different scenarios where we would shut the border down. And one is if these quote unquote border encounters reach a certain amount, which is 5,000, which is what Trump was lying about, saying we're going to let in 5,000 people a day. It's a freaking blatant lie that everybody should come out and say, both sides should say, look, this guy is obviously.
Some of the Republicans were, but they're being ignored. That Lankford guy, who was one of the architects of the bill, he was saying, look, that's not what we're talking about, but they're not listening.
Well, he especially called out Trump on the 5,000 number. He said that was a lie. So anyway, this is a strong border bill. It really does work, but Trump wants to campaign on it. And we've seen before that with few exceptions, Lankford's won. Now he joins Cheney, Kinzinger. In the Senate, there's a few more, obviously, Republicans, like Romney and others that have stood up to Trump. But I think, yesterday was a good example of what's happening. Trump doesn't, and this is something, again, other people missed, I think, is Trump doesn't really expect to get immunity. There has never been any expectation.
So you think the U.S. Supreme Court is going to uphold the lower court?
I don't even think they're going to think it.
Oh, you don't? I thought that they already decided that they were. Have they not made that decision yet? Oh, I thought I saw something.
Well, first of all, it has to go to Trump. What Trump will do, he will appeal it to the D.C. appellate court. There's another D.C. appellate court because he wants delay. He wants to delay this thing forever. And then he will appeal to the Supreme Court. And I believe the Supreme Court, look, you read the decision from the 3-judge court, again, 2 judges by Biden, 1 judge by Bush, and they just quote the Constitution. They said, Imagine if a president had unlimited powers.
Thank you.
And it's obvious that, look, we do have, there have been people like Bill Barr back when he was, the attorney general, that said they believe we should have a stronger presidency. In fact, John Adams wanted the president to be referred to as His Excellency, So there is a history of people looking at a strong kind of quote unquote benevolent dictatorship kind of presence. This guy been benevolent, and we definitely don't need a dictator, even though he wants to be a dictator. What do you say? You got to get the right thing on that word, or it sounds funny. Dictator. A dictator sounds like something that McLean says.
Exactly.
I want to get a dictator. Really? Or a dictator. Anyway.
Yeah, but also, it's our history, right? When you come from a place with a king and a queen and all that, that's kind of like in your mentality of how things should be run. And starting this country without that, I understand why some of the early founders were thinking about something like that. But it's 2024. It's 2024. We do not need that. And I don't know why some Republicans agree with Donald Trump on this immunity thing. They have to understand you won't always have your president in power. Think about the repercussions of this. So,
well, it's never going to happen. It's all about delaying the trial. They want the trial delayed. And that even presents, I had David Katz on yesterday and we talked about this, and Katz is such an optimist. He wouldn't even entertain the idea that Trump might win in 2024. And then
I hope not. Yeah.
But hold on. I know. But so say Trump goes to trial and is convicted and then starts an appeal and then he wins. Now, there are numbers out there that's, strong polling that indicates a conviction would be the line that many Republicans won't vote for a president who's been convicted of a federal crime, like trying to overturn an election. So the question is, what would happen? He gets elected president, and then it's time to sentence him, and he's sentenced to prison. So Biden would have to then I mean, again, you got a whole nother thing here too, right? So let's say Tucker Carlson is his vice president, so nominee, right?
Ninth scenario.
Hold on. Yeah,
Okay.
right. And so Trump is arrested, and then if he's put in prison, how can he then go to the inaugural?
Right.
You know, right? And
how can he take the oath that he doesn't abide by anyway?
Well, yeah, I mean, everything's on the table here, and people, anybody that says what I'm saying couldn't happen, I'm saying, let's go back to 2015, and let's jump ahead 9 years, and you tell me that you could have foreseen the events that find us where we are right now.
Yeah, but it's kind of scary when Nikki Haley can't even beat none of these candidates. She came in second behind I'd rather have nobody. And that blows
Nevada.
my mind.
But
still, the fact that there's a Republicans there. I mean, I'm not saying Nevada is the end all be all, but the fact that there's more Republicans in Nevada that would vote for nobody is just it's the hold that Trump has because he wasn't on the ballot.
Well, Nikki Haley is obviously hoping that Trump's hot air balloon will crash and burn at some point, and that she wants to be there. I mean, if I were Chris Christie, I would not drop out. I would hang in there.
Well, I mean, they suspended their campaign. So
I know, but I mean, when they go, I don't know where the convention is this year, but I think as we get closer to this, I mean, Super Tuesday is going to be that's coming up. Super Tuesday is going to be an interesting day, and if Americans show that they're willing to still vote for Donald Trump, then we have, I mean, they only watch Fox. If they were only listen and watch this show, they would get the information they need to be able to make
I think their blood pressure would go through the roof. But it's.
By the way, you was talking about kings and queens earlier. Prince Charles has to be going, God dang it!
Oh my God!
I wait all these years for my mother to die. I finally become king, and I go, what's wrong with me? Right?
I literally said the same thing. I was like, he's been waiting so long to be king, and now he can't be king because he's having this. And of course, my heart goes out to him and what have you. But that's what happens when your mom lives forever. Like you get health, and obviously, I hope he's not.
We don't know it's a serious cancer, do we?
I mean, no, I don't know, but he's stepping away from his duties.
Well, I mean, yeah, I think, I mean,
to battle cancer.
My gut is if they're looking for prostate cancer, they probably found some sort of gut cancer. And hopefully, early on, like if it's something like, if it could be bladder cancer.
He's not young, Chip. He's not
He's like
young.
73, isn't he? Something like that, 72?
Well, yeah, but when you get cancer at an older age, it even if it's not that serious, it can have a more serious impact on your health.
Well, I think he's going to have some good doctors, and we'll see.
Well, I would hope that he has the best freaking.
My gut tells me that it's not like Well,
it's not skin cancer. He wouldn't be stepping away from his duties if it was something like that.
Well, that guy's even wider than I am. No, I think that it's my gut is, and I'm fingers crossed because did you watch this year's Crown?
No, I don't watch that show.
What do you mean?
Kim watches it. I don't watch that show.
It's a great show.
I know. She loved.
You say I don't watch that show.
I don't watch it.
Like it's like you're a Mormon, and this is
let's bring Kim in. No, Kim, come in here. So Kim watches it.
The Crown.
You can talk the Crown with it. I don't watch it.
Wasn't it great?
I haven't.
I forget that actors. Did you ever see The Wire? You guys saw The Wire, right?
You got me into The Wire.
Okay, McNulty plays the king.
Oh.
Yeah, okay. And he's great. He's really, really good.
And is there something special about this season that I should be made aware of? Is it?
Oh yeah,
is it current?
It's the Princess Diana dies season.
Yeah, it's remarkable. It's a really remarkable season. You could watch it without watching any of the previous years and really get into it. Wouldn't you agree, Kim?
I agree because most people know the current history anyway. But I'll tell you, the season 1. You watch those shows and some of them you're like, did that really happen? And you're Googling the history.
Right.
Oh, Jesus, that happened.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's so worth watching. And the acting is amazing. And this season, you felt the grief of those two boys losing their mom.
Right.
And
then
you understand
and they push apart.
Oh.
You understand the death in a whole different way of what happened to her. It's really worth watching. Yeah.
You'd like it. It is good. And
I can only watch so much television.
Did you watch The Wire? All 5? Do you watch The Wire?
Yes. I gave you all the props on KGO when I finally watched The Wire because, and I turned into freaking you. I'm like, have you seen The Wire? You have to see The Wire. I still quote The Wire as if it still can be made today because The Wire was based on the fact of cell phones and burner phones were just coming out and all those sorts of things. Now you get a drone to follow somebody. So many storylines in The Wire wouldn't work anymore. But yeah, such a great show. I love it. I should
Well, it's
rewatch
funny,
that
you
show
know.
and West Wing. I want to rewatch
So
that one.
my wife has been saying for the last year, we got to watch White Lotus.
Oh, that's a good one.
Hold on. So we finally we start to watch it, and this is about 5 days ago, the first one, and I'm halfway through, and I'm like, this sucks. I don't really want to watch this. Hold on. So then she says, I'm going to keep watching it. So last night or 2 nights ago, I come up to bed and she's watching. It's the last half hour of the last season. So I sit down to watch it, and I see this guy taking a crap into a suitcase, and I go, I see turds coming out of his butt in a suitcase. I go, okay, well, so I'll watch
this show now. Now you got me. You got me with the turd in the suitcase.
So you got me with the turd. Anyway, so I'm watching the second season with her, and I'm enjoying it now that I kind of understand the premise of it.
Yeah, and that's what you needed. Like some of these, like Succession was the same way. People are like, I don't know. It seems
I haven't finished that. I haven't.
If you look at it like a comedy, a really dark comedy, it's so funny. But the last season, Chip, I mean,
did you watch Fargo? We haven't talked much about TV. This season's Fargo.
I'm not. I'm watching True Detective. I'm not watching Fargo.
Oh my God! You got to watch this because each year is separate. It's not connected to the previous year. This year with John Hamm. You like John Hamm?
I do.
Oh my God, he owns this. Did you watch Ted Lasso?
Of course, I watched Ted.
Okay,
Lasso.
you know the young girl that was good friends with the owner of the team.
Yeah, the PR chick. Yeah,
she plays the most badass. Reminds me of you in a way. She is but she's because she's teeny. Yeah, but she plays this incredible badassness. You got to watch it. You will. I guarantee you will love it.
Okay, this season of Fargo. I'm into True Detective.
By the way, remember we used to share a Hulu account, and then they changed it all up.
No, you know what else I just lost? Which
what?
Sucks. And I've been bragging about it. So I was still able to steal Netflix. If I watched it on my phone, I couldn't stream it I couldn't have it on my smart TV. And then they finally got me. And I'm not going to reach out to my friend and be like, give me the code every time I want to watch Netflix. So I have no more.
So what do you have? I have Prime.
I have everything, I feel like.
I have Prime. I have Netflix. I have Hulu. I have Hulu. Max.
Yeah, I have Max. And I steal Max still.
And I have I have Paramount,
I have Paramount, I have Peacock. Fix. I have all those stupid ones.
Have you watched Mayor of Kingstown?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, that was so good. So good.
Jeremy Renner, I met him once, and he's, first of all, a teeny little guy, but as advertised, just a great guy. And
and what happened? He's going to be back as what was his Marvel character again?
Oh yeah, I don't care about that.
Yeah, stuff. But he gave an interview saying that he's going to be coming back. So there's a lot of good TV to watch right now. I can't watch it all, obviously, but I'm trying. I'm trying. I want to ask you one more quick thing though, with football coming and you giving up drinking. But did you see who's like? And I don't know why this surprises me, but who's coming to the defense of Anheuser-Busch? Did you see this?
No, I forgot. I heard the story tangentially. Tell me again. What is
Anheuser-Busch
about the Bud Light stuff?
Well, the Bud Light, and apparently all the workers are going to go on strike March 1st. They're threatening to go on strike, the Teamsters and everything like that. Oh, and it was Hawkeye, by the way. Thank you.
Hi, Hawkeye.
Donald Trump is threatened to release a list of woke companies this week, but is defending Anheuser-Busch. He's meeting with a lobbyist for Anheuser-Busch next month. Of course, tickets are selling for $10,000 a pop. I don't know. And it's not so much Trump. It's this idea of kind of the woke commercial or consumerism, I guess I should say. Like these TV shows, you were mentioning the Super Bowl with Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, the Grammys. Some people said that they liked it a lot. The ratings were up. I mean, are you surprised that there's like this turn with Anheuser-Busch with Donald Trump? And do you think that that's going to help Bud Light? Bud Light.
Well, here it is.
It's a huge company.
Mark Maron said it best. He says, I'm 85% woke. And I've learned to tell the other 15% to shut the F up.
Yeah.
Okay. So when it comes to, when it comes like to trans people, right? I mean, I see trans people and that's at the heart of this. That's the heart of the Bud Light thing. If people remember, it's because of they hired a
transgender person, Dylan.
So
Mulvaney.
I mean, look, do I understand it? No. Do I respect it? Of course. It's do I empathize?
Do I think that it's just signaling? Like, I feel like it's a dog whistle to idiots, right? It's like,
exactly.
I don't like transgender people, so I don't drink Bud Light. It's this whole idea of woke products bothers me. I hate the word woke. It drives me. Although I understand what it is and people shouldn't be ashamed of it. I hate how it's been manipulated by the right. So it's so stupid. You know what I mean? I'm just so done with it. But these products, Anheuser-Busch, I mean, huge companies, they're laying off people left and right because of the Bud Light thing. That's people's jobs. And that's
because the sales are down?
Yes.
Bud Light sales dropped that bad?
Oh yeah.
Well,
and I don't know if they've come back, and
maybe people just developed a taste.
I know, but you're not drinking alcohol anymore. You were in you liked your IPAs, didn't you?
That's all I drank. It was IPAs and bourbon.
There's nothing worse
and red wine. That was the problem.
So you weren't really picky.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, but when you stop drinking and I mean, I still take the occasional edible, but that's, I mean, I don't get really high from it. I just get kind of tired.
I can't do edibles. It just messes me up.
Does it really? You're one of those people?
Well, it's not, I like more control over my high. If I was I don't want to eat something and then not know how it's going to impact me. I'd rather drink a cocktail and be able to stop.
It's not gonna, you're not gonna be dancing on the top of Broadway.
Sometimes I can get crazy, like woo.